So let's talk about the horror flick known as Wrong Turn, which is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2003 slasher flick Wrong Turn. Film was originally released in the US by Fox, by Constantin Film in Germany, and by Summit Entertainment internationally. However, Summit actually has the official license to the franchise. Anyway, and also when Fox released it, it would also get help from Regency Enterprises. Also involved with production would be Newmarket Capital. The film stars Desmond Harrington along with Eliza Dushku, Emmanuelle Chriqui, Jeremy Sisto, and Kevin Zegers. It follows a group of 6 individuals being stalked by a cannibalistic family in the woods. Anyway, this was to be a 1970s style horror pick to be directed by the director of this film, Rob Schmidt. The story was written by Alan B. McElroy. Anyway, this film did alright, but not great though. Which means I'm not going to give you the whole story and what have. But however, I'm not going to give you the whole story and what have you. So no ending spoilers. You're only going to get half of this film's story. College students Rich Stoker and Haley Smith are rock climbing in a remote forest of West Virginia. When Rich reaches the top of a cliff they are climbing, he is suddenly murdered before he can help Haley up. Someone begins to yank Haley up the cliff, forcing her to cut the rope and fall to the ground. She attempts to escape but is caught in a line of barbed wire and pulled back into the woods screaming, and is killed off screen. Yeah, sometimes I don't really like off-screen kills. Sometime later, medical student Chris Flynn drives through the mountains of West Virginia on his way to a business meeting. He stops at a gas station to ask directions, and the elderly owner named Maynard is of no help. Chris finds a map and decides to go down Bear Mountain Road. He collides with a stopped car whose tires have been punctured. The car belongs to a group of college students on a camping trip. Jesse, Carly, Scott, Evan, and Francine. They soon discover their tire puncture was no accident and find barbed wire wrapped around it and realize someone did this intentionally. Evan and Francine stay to watch the cars while the others go to find help. Evan disappears after he hears something from the woods, and Francine finds his ear on the ground. As she backs away in horror, barbed wire is forced into her mouth by a mysterious figure who garrotes her way. If I mispronounce the word, I apologize. The remaining group find an isolated cabin and go inside to use the phone, horrified to find human body parts in the house. They are forced to hide inside when the occupants return home. 3 cannibalistic inbred mountain men named Three Finger, whose real name is Andre, Sawtooth, real name Andu, and One Eye, real name Tudor. Or Tudor, excuse me, enter the cabin with Francine's corpse and the hiding group watch as her body is dismembered and eaten. Ooh. But once the cannibals fall asleep, the group attempts to escape, but their captors awaken and chase them through the forest, and the group find cars left from previous victims and try to make up an escape plan. So anyway, now Chris gets shot in the leg while trying to distract the cannibals, and the girls take him to a truck where Evan's body spills out. Scott attempts another diversion for the other 3 to escape, but gets killed with arrows instead. Jesse, Carly, and Chris stumble upon an old watchtower with an old radio and try to call for help. The Campbells arrive and are alerted when the radio starts responding to the group's call. Unable to get inside, the attackers set the tower on fire and they escape by jumping out and into the trees, triggering a chase in which Carly is decapitated by Three Finger. Now that's all the story I'm going to give to you. I will not go to the end and give you the rest of the story. I'd say if you want to see this, then you will have to watch the movie. Now I will point out there is a mid-credit scene. So anyway, I'm going to just go ahead and tell you what did I think of Wrong Turn from 2003. Well, though I've only seen it twice and what have you, I recently watched it for the first time in years a few months ago on Tubi. I am going to say, after giving it a second chance, I'm going to say it's, well, good in some ways and what have you. Not really one of the best slashers, though. Now, let's see. Now, the score from Ilya Simero, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, I think was alright and what have you. But it did have some songs and what have you. There were two soundtracks. One contains the original film score and the other has popular music, with songs ranging from artists like Breaking Benjamin and Queens of the Stone Age. Now, for our cast, Desmond Harrington played Chris, Eliza Dushku played Jesse. I know they were both pretty good. Emmanuelle Chriqui played Carly, Jeremy Sisto played Scott, and Kevin Zegers played Evan, and Lindy Booth played Francine. Now, some of these people I am familiar with. Eliza Dushku I know especially after recently seeing her in Bring It On. Of course, she was also well known for playing Fate in, I believe, the third season of TV's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and she also appeared on a couple of underrated shows Fox aired, including True Calling and Dollhouse. Emmanuelle Chriqui Shrieky, excuse me, my mistake, would later go on to play Sloane on HBO's Entourage. And more recently, she is currently playing Lana Lang on the CW's Superman and Lois. Actually, before this, she played Claire Bonner in the original Snow Day, which that's a film I definitely should have reviewed by now, and I haven't gotten to it. Jeremy Sisto, well, who was already well known for playing Billy on HBO's 6 Feet Under, and who's also appeared on Law and Order and Suburgatory, and now currently plays Jubal Valentine on FBI. Well, he plays Scott, and he's not too bad. Kevin Zegers, who I've only known him from Air Bud, played Evan. I'm going to say he's not too bad. Now, Andrew, okay, yeah, I did see some about Desmond Harrington. The previous year, he recently starred, well, before this, he starred in another horror flick that wasn't quite well received, and that was Ghost Ship. Yes, I forgot about that. But anyway, the cast is, well, not bad, but I will say that the characters were underdeveloped in ways because that's what critics said. The film was mixed, reviews were mixed, and currently stands at 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. They say it's an unremarkable slasher flick that fails to distinguish itself from others of its ilk. Well, yeah. And the Times wrote this could have been a half-decent cross between a Romero zombie movie and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but in the end, the gore is so ridiculously overdone and the script so lame that it undermines all sense of suspense. Well, that might be, yeah. Yeah, because critics criticize the script and horror cliches. Now, I've only seen this, again, as I've said already, I've only seen this film twice and what have you, so I can't really defend this film in much ways. But overall, I will say Wrong Turn, it's not a complete disaster. Again, not the best slasher, but it tried to pull one off and what have you. Now, after this, there would go on to be a string of direct-to-video sequels coming starting in 2007. Now, one of them was which was Wrong Turn 2, Dead End from 2007, and 2009's Wrong Turn 3, Left for Dead. Two prequels which lead into the events of the original, which were Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. Yes, that's right. In 2011, and Wrong Turn 5 Bloodlines released the following year, and a reboot, Wrong Turn 6 Last Resort, in 2014. In 2018, another reboot, which was simply titled Wrong Turn, was released in 2021. Now, I have seen that film, but expect a review of that maybe sometime in the future. And while I haven't seen any of the other Wrong Turn films, I am going to say, well, to be honest, I can't guarantee when I'll be reviewing that, to be honest. Even so, Wrong Turn is sort of a little underrated, but again, it's not the best slasher out there, but it manages to pull it off and what have you. The reboot that got released in 2021 also got mixed reviews, and which were a little better than the original. So anyway, Wrong Turn I think is still a pretty okay film. So overall, would I recommend it? Well, I'd say maybe give it a one-time watch. And if you like it, maybe go on with what have you. But I'm not sure about the sequels and the prequels and the first reboot. So because I have not seen any of either of those, just this and the 2021 reboot. So anyway, Wrong Turn from 2003. It's all right and what have you. So, but what did you think of Wrong Turn, the original from 2003? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And we'll have another video coming up soon. So, I do hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, check out my reviews for some of these other horror flicks and what have you. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of a film I had just mentioned earlier that Desmond Harrington did before this, and that was Ghost Ship from 2002. Or if you would like maybe another type of slasher, you can see my review of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake which came out the same year this did in 2003. Or if you want something else, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see the prequel to that film in Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.